Hi everyone, my name is Mel Goldstein and welcome to the history of Ciutadella Park. Let's get right into it. So just as a quick introduction, Ciutadella Park is located in the middle and the heart of Barcelona in Ribera and El Born neighborhoods. It is a very famous landmark that I'm sure many of you have seen that has very much so evolved in Barcelona throughout the centuries and throughout its creation. And originally it was built as a military citadel in the 18th century, which we will get into more later, but it has gone through so much evolution and so many different stages of redevelopment and use to become the first public park and most famous park in Barcelona, and arguably one of the only large parks in Barcelona. This presentation is going to explore the history of the park and focus on its origins as a military citadel, its design features, and the evolution of what it's become today, and also its impact. So let's get right into it. So during the War of the Spanish Succession, Barcelona was under strict siege by Philip V, and then the king ordered the construction of a large military citadel in order to control Barcelona after they surrendered from the war. This citadel served as a symbol of the Spanish dominance over Catalonia after their loss of autonomy and a lot of their freedoms. Its creation also resulted in the demolishing of over 1,200 houses in the neighborhoods in order for it to be created. And this is a map of the original military site. The citadel was, again, a reminder of the Spanish win over the Catalans and their defeat. For over 100 years, they were out of power, had a loss of autonomy, and these citizens hated the citadel. And in 1869, the citadel was thankfully turned over to the city of Barcelona, and they chose to turn it into a park as a symbol of just oppression, representing the city's new progressive and democratic ideals and values. So now we're going to get into the plan of the citadel, and the original design of the park was created by a young architect named Josep Fontser. His vision was to create a large public green area tying modern design elements with the historic symbolism and history of the space. He presented the project with the slogan, "Gardens in a city are lungs to the human body." And clearly there was a lack of greenery and walkable green areas and parks in the city, so his vision was to change that. He designed the park to accommodate the 1888 exhibition, which we will get into later. He designed the park with originally 30 hectares, which was again later used as the hub and center of the exhibition. So, focusing on the 1888 Universal Exposition, this was an extremely pivotal moment in the creation and the history of Ciutadella Park. So, Barcelona hosted the exposition in 1888 on the grounds of the park. The park had been under construction for a while, but the World Fair really boosted the plan into action and gave it just like kind of more of not a jump start, but just like helped it progress. This exposition was a large celebration of the advancements that the city was making, the industrial, technological, artistic, and economic advancements. It really helped Barcelona mark itself and brand itself as more prestigious and an advanced city. And this event transformed the park's role in the city and also helped shape its architectural and cultural image, again acting as a large boost for the creation of the landmark. And this is a photo of the site of the exhibition. So now we're going to talk about the park today and its features that were in the original design and still are very famous and stand strong today. For one, the Cascada Fountain is arguably one of the most famous landmarks in this park. The waterfall was first established in 1881 without any of its sculptures or its accessories. Fontser spearheaded the waterfall with the help of Gaudi, and it was inspired by the Trevi Fountain in Rome. And the staircases in the waterfall are created to resemble a crab. Fun fact. The Umbraco is also a very famous part of the park. It holds tropical plants from over 20 different countries, and it was used at first as a conference and party hall during the exhibition. There's also the Hivernical, which is a winter garden made of cast iron and glass to grow other tropical plants, as well as the Catalan Parliament, the Barcelona Zoo, and many other just monuments, buildings, and sculptures of symbolic and historical figures that are very interesting for people to see today and learn about the history. Today, Ciutadella Park is a very large symbol and true testament to Barcelona's strength and resilience throughout time and all of the hardships that they've gone through. So the park is very much so a symbol of its transition from its military history to a modern cultural hub. It also represents the city's ability to redefine its own history, which it has done many times, turning the park from a citadel into a beautiful cultural space. And it not only does this, but it also reflects how the city's political landscape has evolved since its creation as a military citadel. It has gone from being under strict oppression to now a very free, progressive, amazing place to live. And it's a beautiful symbol and reminder of the city's hard past while also reflecting its bright future. So in conclusion, Ciutadella Park is more than a park, more than a beautiful tourist attraction. It is a very famous historical landmark that has a lot of symbols and rich culture and background of the Catalonian people behind it, and its transformation over the centuries from a military citadel to one of the most famous attractions in Barcelona holds so much importance in the city of Barcelona and to the Catalan people today. It just is really reflective of Barcelona's rich and impactful culture and history. And this park stands as a reminder of all of the political, cultural, and architectural shifts, serving as a space for reflection and lots of celebration for locals and tourists. And here's me at the park. I love going there. I think it's so much fun. Thanks for listening.